Nope, 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 and nope. I'm kind of enjoying that these days. Have you ever looked around your home and thought, why do I even have that anymore? Or why did I get that in the first place? Or maybe even you'd lob a ball at the crowd out there. Why do you all think we need something like that? I tell you, I've asked all three of those questions in the course of time. But in my little house, where I live now, I couldn't linger with the answers to those questions for very long. I had to get rid of stuff. And so I asked myself over and over again, well, does this item give me joy? Or is it useful to me? Do I really have to have that in my life? And for so many things, the answer was no. This is the first video in my Nope series. Yep, there's a Nope series. And today I have 7 things that you won't find in my house. Some of them you might not find in your house either, but that's where the fun comes in. Let me get going. I tend to get absorbed in video making and I forget to ask you to subscribe. But of course that's very important for my channel here and for us as a community. It lets YouTube know that these kinds of topics are important and interesting. So please, if you could get the subscribe button a little poke, that would really help out here. And the likes, well, those are great for me personally. They give me encouragement to keep going. It's not always an easy job. And heck, I'm supposed to be retired. Ha! So yeah, the thumbs up, sometimes I need it desperately. Thanks. Onward. Items that I don't have in my house because I've on purpose, not accidentally, said nope. And I'm going to begin number 1 with the biggest and grandest of them all, a sectional. Heck, a sectional would take up half my house. Now I grant you, it would be so nice to collapse into the nether regions of a deep and cushy sectional, sprawled out, my legs akimbo, just enjoying the lushness of it all, but not most of the time. Most of the time, I'm more worried about aging in place and having space to move around. Not just myself, as I'm mobile right now, but if I had an assistive device, crutches, a stick, a walker, or even a wheelchair. That's not going to happen with a sectional. I mean, seriously, a 3-cushion sectional, and that's one of the smaller ones, yeah? Across the back, they'd run about 110 inches and over 5 feet for that part that sticks out like a chaise longue, which I so long for because I could have my feet up no matter what I'm doing. It's probably not good for me to do that, but never mind. I do crave that sometimes. But 110 inches, my house is only 10 feet 4 inches wide on the inside. That's not going to work. It would sit like an elephant in the middle of my living room. And if I wasn't super excited about sprawling on it, think about how much sprawl a piece of furniture like that would sprawl all over my room. And crumbs if the refrigerator didn't start up just now, right when I'm going full throttle. Oh well, that's what happens when I invite you into my house. So yeah, no sectional for me. Thank goodness. Imagine moving those things. And now that I think about it, I could come up with all kinds of negatives about sectionals. Another top one of mine, apart from the moving thing, oh gosh, can you imagine that in this little house? It's that sometimes sectionals just plain intimidate me. They're too big. They're too overwhelming. I sit in them and I get kind of enveloped. I'm not so good with that. I have plenty else to be enveloped by that feels fabulous to me. So nope, 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 and nope to the sectional. Maybe you'll agree with me. Write me a little note in the comments. I don't have a TV either. It seems to me sectionals kind of go along with watching TV. You sit back, you look at the screen, feet up. Nah, it just doesn't work here. Oh, and the other thing about sectionals, imagine choosing the fabric for one of those in a small house. I mean, it's going to take up more cubic yards than the walls. I don't have hardly any walls in this house. I have windows. So it would be worse than choosing paint color. And what are you going to do? Choose brown? Who wants a whole mess of brown in their house? It's one thing at a big house, but a little house doesn't work. A light color would work, but I'd always be worried that it would get things spilled on it, or Brecky would put paw prints all over it. Oh, he's very good at cleaning himself. But sometimes the dude, he doesn't do it as well as I might want. There's that. Now that I've waxed on at length, why nope to a sectional in my little house? I think most of that is obvious. Crumbs, I wish I could say no to that refrigerator, but it's what I got. Okay, item number 2. I don't have a vanity. I said nope to that. Now, why would I do such a thing? I know you're probably aghast. Most people are. What do you mean, no vanity? Me? I don't need one. Because here's the thing. I don't wear makeup anymore. I don't need all kinds of bottles for cleaning up under the sink. I have a little house. All the cleaning supplies go in one place, under one sink. So I don't need that compartment. I don't have any lipstick anymore. I don't have an acne dabber. I don't have powder, so you might see my nose shiny every once in a while. I mean, do you care? I don't do anything with my lashes, though they're getting a bit older, I must say. Are they turning silver? Hard for me to see. I only have one mirror in the house. But yes, I don't have a vanity. And I discovered I don't need a vanity. Crazy, yeah? But here's the thing. I don't need my makeup to age in place. I need me to age in place. And what might that involve going forward? Well, I might have a walker, and I can just visualize a walker smacking into a vanity. Or my knees. I even do that sometimes. And I'm not as agile as I used to be. There's that too. So I got me a wall-mounted sink, and you know what? I love it. Not only that, it saved me money. In fact, it might have made the purchase of this house possible. Every little penny mattered when I bought this house. But oh, you might ask, what do you do with the toilet paper? Aha, good question. I keep it in a massive basket. Yes, beside me at the toilet, I stock 24 rolls of toilet paper. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, we went through all that COVID experience and worried whether we'd ever have enough toilet paper. I have 24 rolls. I can see them every time I go in the bathroom because they're in that nice big basket. And if I needed all 24 at once, well, I hope not. So nope, no vanity. Oh yeah, go ahead and think I'm nuts. I like it that way. On the subject of boring furniture, that brings us to item number 3, a dining table. I won't even call it a dining room table because I don't have a dining room. So it isn't one of those, but I don't have a table I can eat off. None. Now, space was a consideration. Actually, it still is. There's no room for a table here. But this aspect makes me gladder. It feels as though when you have a table, you have to sit more or less in an upright and locked position. And in the back of your historic brain, you hear your mother or some other minder telling you to sit up straight while you eat. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Now all I can think of is minders telling me to sit up straight. And here I am, slack, comfortable, loungy, and this is where I eat. And there's something else that I don't do that you normally do at a table. I only eat with one implement at a time. If it's savory, fork. If it's sweet, spoon. That's about what it is. But you know how it is when you have a table. There's got to be a napkin, maybe a placemat, maybe a knife, a fork, a spoon, maybe another fork for your dessert. It's all kind of organized. I don't need organized in my life. I need relaxed and practical. And sitting in an upright and locked position with a table setting? Nope. Nope. Time to pivot to my next nope. Item number 4. And this one is super obvious, and I think you'll agree with me very easily. No ball gowns in this house. None. Now, this was very easy for me because have I ever owned one? No. I mean, have you? Oh, maybe your prom dress. I don't know if that counts as a ball gown, but it's kind of headed in that direction. And sure, maybe I've worn a long skirt in my lifetime or a long dress just because everyone else did. You know how it is. But I got rid of those as soon as I could. So I made this grand downsizing decision, a few decades ago. Now, the only problematic in all of that was that it put a stop to any kind of fantasy I might have had of being a Cinderella. Yes, there would be no prince for me, no fairy godmother. Godmothers I had, but fairies, no. And now I'm doomed, or at least I feel that way. doomed for what you say? I realize this now. I take it in. I will be mopping my own floors, doing my own dishes, dusting my own windowsills. All chores that I'm really reluctant to do. But that's probably the way it is. So many trade-offs when you get older. But absolutely, categorically, no ball gowns. You agree with me on that one, yes? Oh, you don't? Oh, share. Share, share, share. See that comment section down there? That's where you do that. My guess is we'll be reading it eagerly. So pray tell. And now that I think about it too, how impractical would a ball gown be at this age? I mean, I live solo. Who would zip me into it? My godmothers? Fairies not. They've all gone by now. Makes me sad, yeah, and I miss them. But clearly no one around to fasten the stays of a fancy ball gown around my much pudgier old age back. Oh, life. Nope to ball gowns, and clearly I don't miss them. Item number 5, nope to shoes in my house. Nope, 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 and nope. Why? Well, it's obvious. I'd have to be cleaning up all the time. And what if I have to crawl around on the floor and do those physical therapy things? You know how they give you 10 sets 3 times a day, and you're always in inconvenient positions? Very often on the floor, in my experience. Of course, then they had to teach me how to get onto the floor and how to get back up. Seems a little bit superfluous, but there you are. You've got to have a clean floor for that. No grubby carpet, no ground in dirt, traces of mud, flecks of dead grass and grasshoppers. Oh, and the odds of a tick coming through the front door on a pair of boots? You know about that, yeah. You spend the summer slapping at your neck because you think you have a creepy crawly somewhere where you don't want it. That's tick season. And you can circumvent all of that by not allowing anyone to come in the house with shoes. Item number 6, and you might be aghast at this. It'll be very unexpected. I don't have a laptop. How could that be? I'm all into technology and I don't have a laptop? I don't. Why don't I have a laptop? Oh, I could give you 1,000 reasons, and they've all worked out for me. I haven't had a laptop for about, 4 years. Oh, and I just got a new one. It's purple. You can't get laptops in purple. That would be reason number 1. Now, is purple my favorite color? Oh no, but a gal's gotta live. And I do love it. It's very pretty, much to my surprise. So I guess you'd say I'm living. Here's what happened to me with a laptop. From so many years of using a touchpad and going this way and that way, my hands started to hurt. You know, I hadn't used a mouse for over 20 years. I'm not kidding. And I guess the touchpad, after all those years, gave me carpal tunnel syndrome of the knuckles. No more touchpad for me. Plus, you know, I always have multiple reasons for any one decision, because multiple reasons is always better than one. You gotta hedge your bets, you know. From hitting the keyboard, the more solid keyboard on a laptop, the tips of my fingers were really hurting too. So it was time for me to make a shift. And then the shift happened just at the time I was getting into watching surfing. I now have a beautiful big iMac. It was cheaper than a laptop, by the way. I can watch surfing in full color display. It's magnificent. And if you can't believe I really am into surfing, oh, you gotta see my surfing video. I'll put the link up at the top of the screen. It's been my new fun adventure. So far out there, I could never swim very well. I'm afraid of water. Oh, but surfing, it's fabulous. And I have a nice big screen. It's enviable. Such a great decision. Such a wonderful nope, nope, nope to the laptop. And I don't care how many square inches, cubic inches, or whatever you'd like to cite, because I live in a little house, and how could I possibly fit it in? Well, I did. Nope, nope, no worries. And finally, number 7, and whether you agree to this particular nope will be a deciding factor in whether you're considered a downsizer or a wannabe downsizer. It will be very clear. The item I'm referring to is a turkey platter. Now, why don't I have a turkey platter in a little house? Well, to tell you the truth, I've never volunteered to cook the turkey. And these days, I couldn't even lift one of those. That's to tell you the truth as well. But that's almost besides the point. Well, it isn't besides the point, but it'll do. More importantly, to the way I'm thinking now, I don't want all those people in my house. I figure the hostess always gets stuck with the cleaning up, even if they aren't supposed to, even if the nieces are supposed to do that job, they always magically disappear when it's their turn. And a bawling tot, oh, they don't know how to respect a little house like this. And worst of all, everyone's going to pretend there's no bickering, but in fact, you can't get around it because in a little house, you can hear every little bicker. And I haven't even touched on the sneaky gossip, which could never be sneaky in a place like this. You'd always only be inches away from the gossiper. So that won't do it all. But the worst thing is my imagination. It goes right to, they'll mess up my bathroom. I know they'll mess up my bathroom. All those people, and guys, men, boys, think of the massive cleanup I'd have to engage in. And I just know people will be poking around. They don't belong in my bathroom. So nope to the turkey platter. I think you'll understand. And while I'm at it here, what do you think about turkey platters? And are you a post-turkey platter downsizer or a pre-turkey platter downsizer? That will really say a lot about the stages of ages you happen to be in. Now, watch for my follow-up videos to this one. There'll be 2 since it's a trio. And I trust they'll have a similar degree of snark and meaninglessness. Well, it's the kind of meaninglessness that has quite a bit of meaning. I covered a lot of territory, yeah? But now it's time for me to knock it off. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll talk soon, all right? See you then.